we start our meeting today, we're going to have the pledge, and we're also going to have an invocation. And today we have the honor of having Jeff Meadows. He's the new pastor up at Full Gospel Trinity. Did I say it? Community Gospel Church. It's up on Erie Avenue, brand new church, beautiful church, and he's a new minister up there. And I think they're first time to be down here with us.
Yes.
And he moved here from Ohio, and we appreciate having you. So, first of all, we're going to do our pledge. I didn't hear what he said.
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Man, I can't get anything straight here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pastor Jeff, if you'll come to the podium up here.
I need to face this way, or do you?
Face us.
Okay.
You got the microphone right above you.
Oh, okay.
You're on TV, too.
Let's bow our heads. Father, we're so thankful and grateful for these great leaders over this county. Lord, the mayor, we thank you for every one of them, Father. And the Bible tells us in everything, give thanks. This is the will of God. And so, Lord, I pray that you would help us today and you'd be with us, you would direct us and lead us. God, I ask you to give us the courage today to make the right decisions. Give us a tenacity today to stand firm on what is right. And Lord, we pray, God, that you would help us to do what's pleasing in your sight. We ask you, God, to bless the leaders here today. Bless our policemen. God, we ask your blessing to be on our county. And help us, oh God, to bring about that which is right in your sight. And Lord, we commit the rest of this time into your hands. Let your peace and your joy be with us. And we thank you for everything, Father. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Call the meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety together for June 15, 2015. The first item of business will be the roll call.
Jane Oakley.
Present.
Fran Schomel.
Present.
Leonard Urban.
Present.
Mike Bishop.
Present.
Ron Coldiron.
Let the record show that one member of the Board of Works is missing. We have 4 present, and we have a quorum. We can do business. I would ask that you all check your cell phones and be sure they're in the silent mode or vibrate or turn them off, whatever you please. Next item of business will be the reading of the minutes of the June 1st, 2015 regular meeting.
I move, Your Honor, that we accept the minutes from Monday, June 1st, please.
And I
As stated.
should have included also June 8th special
yes,
meeting.
and a special meeting on.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second that we approve the minutes of the June 8th and June 1st meeting
June 8th, yes.
as they were sent out. Are there any additions or corrections?
No, sir.
None appearing. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Under new business, first thing we're going to do is we have an internet proclamation. I'm still having trouble with my glasses, Fran. I'm going to ask you to read the proclamation, if you will.
Okay.
Fran is a radio announcer, TV announcer, and he does such a good job. I pawn it off on him a lot.
City of Connersville proclamation. To all to whom these presents may come, greetings. Whereas the City of Connersville holds the health, safety, and quality of life of its citizens as chief concerns. And whereas the City of Connersville recognizes that the Internet has become an essential tool, allowing us to better connect with family and friends, work more efficiently, and better manage our everyday lives. And whereas the City of Connersville understands that with these benefits also come potential new risks to our confidential information and privacy. And whereas, according to a recent study, parents claim to be more informed about their teens' online activities than teens believe them to be, and whereas 43% of teens say they have posted something online that they later regretted, and whereas older adults often do not get started online out of a sense that the internet is not to be trusted because of questionable content or online actors. And whereas the City of Connersville recognizes that people of all ages should know how to protect their private accounts and information. And whereas increasing awareness, education, and training creates digital community that is safer and more resistant from online attacks. And whereas the United States Congress has designated June as National Safety Month. Now therefore, I, Leonard E. Urban, Mayor of the City of Connersville, do hereby proclaim the 15th day of June 2015 as Local Internet Safety Day, and hereby call upon all residents of Connersville to recognize the importance of internet safety for all users and to observe this day with activities, events, and/or educational training that will increase knowledge and awareness of internet safety. In testimony whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused to be affixed the seal of the City of Connersville on this 15th day of June in the year of our Lord 2015. By the Mayor, Leonard E. Urban, Mayor of Connersville, attest Julie A. Greason, Clerk Treasurer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You see what I mean? He can take, at the basketball game, he can take those players that are on the field, their numbers and their names, look at them just a couple of times, and sit there, number 18, Johnson, remember him? Sure, I can't do that. It's good. We appreciate it, Fran. And,
You're welcome.
we all observe, and I think as he went through that, I could relate to every bit of that. My kids on the internet, my wife tells me, you can be on Facebook, but be careful. You know, she said, you don't know what you're doing. And because I've got gray hair and I was born in the 40s, some of you laughing, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we didn't have a computer when we went to school. And when I look around this room, there's probably very few that did have a computer. Maybe Scott, but you young people. Anyway, thanks, Fran.
You're welcome.
Moving right along under new business, we have a request for a banner on July the 20th and 31st for youth football signups. Mike Winter. Mike?
I'm here to.
Okay, you're taking, you don't look like it, but come on anyway.
That's Al Kelly, boy.
Is that coach?
Yeah.
Of course they do.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to put on a few pounds before you.
Before I look like that. I'm here to represent the Youth Football League. And,
I know who you are, but tell
State
tell
your name,
people who you
please.
are.
my name's Adam Kelly. I'm the head football coach at the high school and also the president of the Connersville Football Youth League. And we'd like to formally request use of the banner. It is to communicate the fact that we're having signups during those times and to try to get more people in the community to participate in the sport.
Mayor, I move that we give permission to hang the banner for youth football signups from July the 20th to the 31st.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Granted.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, fair parade approval. Melinda Spencer. Melinda? Not here. Let's, we'll just hold that one. We'll hold that one out for a little bit here. Okay. Blight elimination grant, we have to have a public hearing. So, Diana, if you folks will come forward. You'll come to the podium, all three of you.
Okay.
I will first open it up to the public. We're under a public hearing, and if you would explain what this is all about, whoever wants to start, and kind of talk to both groups since this is a public hearing.
Okay. I'll start, and the Blight Elimination Program is a grant to tear down blighted homes within your community. this is the second round, and these houses on this address for this round are 119 South Central, 433 West Fifth, and 501 West Fifth.
Okay. Now, we've already received one grant, and we're going through the whole process to take 5 other houses down. And now this is the second round grant where we're having this public hearing to take those houses down. Do you two have anything to say before I ask for public comment?
No, Mr. Mayor. we didn't.
Would you go ahead and tell them who you are?
Yes, my name is Rihanna Binder. I'm the program director for the Blight Elimination Program.
My name is Tim Parthen. I'm an intern for the Blight Elimination Program this summer.
We think this is a great program. We've been lobbying up there in Indianapolis for years to try to figure out what we could do because we were struggling with it. This is a big help to us, so we appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr.
Now,
Mayor.
I want to open this up to the public. Public, you have any question about the way we're doing this or the way we're handling this? That means there's going to be 8 houses, 7 single houses and 1 apartment complex that will be tore down sometime probably in early September. Once we get all this done, there's a lot to it. We're doing it with federal money through the state of Indiana. Any questions? Anybody like to comment on it? Any problem? Nobody? One more time. Is anybody like to speak about it or talk about it? This is a public hearing. You have a right to speak, whether you're for it or against it. Or
Maybe it would be nice.
well, this is public.
I'm sorry.
We just
Well,
been
my
trying to
turn.
throw it to us. Yeah. You're not public.
You're not
Thank
the
you.
public.
It's nice to be one.
None appearing. I'm going to close the public hearing and open it up to the Board of Works. Go ahead, Mike.
It might be nice if you explained to the public how you determine how these houses are selected.
The selection was done by the city. They're the applicant and the recipient for the grant. A scoring matrix was devised to qualify each house for the Blight Elimination Program. The scoring looked at the structural stability of the home, whether it was currently habitable, also the public safety impact, the number of police, fire, and emergency runs to the residents. As we all know, that's draining on the city and local economy and also emergency resources. So we took all those factors into account in scoring the property. If the property met a minimum score of 82, it was eligible for the program. And then the owner also has to be willing to voluntarily participate in the program.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
What determines how much money a community receives?
It was determined by the amount of their application. $15,000 for a house without a basement located on a slab or crawl space, $25,000 for a structure with a basement. Included within that sum is acquisition money and also money for the demolition itself. So Connersville was awarded the full amount of funding for which it applied in both rounds 1 and 2.
Okay, so is there any limit as to how many houses you can?
What you can reasonably accomplish in the time frame of the
I see.
program. Some communities such as Gary or Indianapolis applied for over 300 homes based on need and also staff capabilities.
Mhm.
Some communities such as Green Forks, Indiana, which is a community of less than 400 people, applied for 3 homes. So it was based not
Okay.
only on need, but the ability and capability of the staff to handle the
Yes.
project.
Some of the homes that we thought would qualify didn't because there were people living in them. They have to be unsafe and empty. Usually the windows are broke out. And if any of you want to see what was selected, we have pictures in her office. I think most of you are aware of the ones we're taking down. You also have to have a final use for the property, and we have to own the property, or we have to have the owner to work with us, and we have to have a partner. And we manage that through the buying them through the county commissioner's sale. And I think our average, what did we pay average for per house?
Probably $300
Average.
average.
Yeah.
And all of these will be put back in some way to benefit the community. We have good outcomes for all of them.
Your low acquisition cost will also allow the community conceivably to do more homes because your award amount does not change. So the more you save during the acquisition and demolition process, the more homes you can do with your award amount.
So it's a great program. It's like the program we did to repair homes. This is a great program, and I hope we can do another round.
Yes.
Thank
Me
you.
too.
Thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
today.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming. Appreciate it.
Approval, this is a recommendation will have to be made to the City Council. This is approval of the uses of electric sign up at Roberts Park. I think you've all seen it working and operating. And the park superintendent has devised a way that this will be handled. And first of all, you need to approve it and send it on because it contains a fee, and the council will have to approve that fee. So go ahead, Jesse.
This ordinance is for anyone who would like to advertise or put their event on the sign, and that is for anything that anyone's having in the park. So it's not just for anyone who's having like a garage sale over on 30th Street or whatever like that. So this is for specific events going on in the park. It's $10 per day. And I think there's some details in there about when that fee is due and all that stuff.
Now, a lot of people have said to me, well, why, if it's a public park and it's a public sign, do we have to pay? Because there has to be some way that people are responsible for what goes on the sign. So if they come in and they're having a wedding and they want to put Jesse and John's wedding Saturday at 2, and it's being held, the reception in the Miller Building, they'll pay an extra $10 when they rent the building, and they'll get their name up on the sign just that day. That will keep people from, trying to put things on there that really shouldn't be on there, and it has to be connected with the park. And that's one important issue.
And all the money is going into a non-reverting fund for sign maintenance. So
Okay.
it's just going right back into it.
The only exception would be city things that are taking place. For instance, we had the formal dedication of the cemetery new sign yesterday. That could have been put up there because it's city related. I suppose you could even stretch it so far that if we had some major thing with utility, we might put it up there. But it has to either be park connected, city connected, and then you pay the $10. So park connected means when you're renting a building, you can pay the extra $10 and participate in that. Any comment on how it reads, or before we send it to City Council?
Need a motion?
Yes.
I move that we send proposed ordinance number 3191, am I reading the right proposed ordinance number? Or do we do the?
3191, you're right.
Okay, on to City Council for this evening's meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
No, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll take that to the council tonight. You'll be here?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Along with that sign was built with money from Wayne and Mary Huffmeyer Estate, and Mary's sister had to have some surgery. She's not able to attend. As soon as she's able to attend, I plan to have a dedication ceremony up there and have a little to do.
That's good.
But I need to wait until the family's whole so we can do that. I talked with the granddaughter last night. Okay, we have Resolution 2015-20. This is transfer in the airport, $500 from insurance to professional service. I think that's relatively easy to do.
I move we approve resolution number 2015-20.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2015-20. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Well, let's go to the utility department. Mike's on vacation. I think Brad's here today.
Hello.
Hi, Brad.
Guess you all saw the report I laid up there. I'm a little hoarse today, so
Did.
hope you can hear me. We got, shows you how many work orders we had for the month. That's in the service department only, those work orders. Wanted to give you a little update on the F project. This is not a final number yet, but we got a idea on what the change order is going to be up there on the paving. The total cost, this is mainly, the main addition to the cost is because we have to rip all of Vermont, up Iowa, and take the street up and put it back. And the cost of that is going to be $44,000 extra dollars, but we were able to deduct $26,000 from other places in paving on that street and the others to, so we're about 18,000 over, but we've still got quite a few items in the budget for that where we're under. So I'm thinking we're going to be, not counting the cost of putting in the new services, we're going to be probably about 10,000 over maybe on a change order when we get finished. But I just thought I'd tell you, that's about where we are right now.
Thank you.
So we'll ask the question everybody asks every day, when are we paving? 2 weeks.
Yeah, I told you 2 weeks. That would have meant we were starting today. Milestone moved back their paving date. As everybody's probably noticed, the curbs and sidewalk, the curbs are almost in and the sidewalks are going in. So they could have started paving actually today, but Milestone's on a big job somewhere else. I'm not even gonna say 2 weeks, but I think 2 weeks is what they're thinking. Maybe within, hopefully by the time we're staying there at the next meeting, they will be paving. That's about all I got to tell you, I think, on drain. And I think that's it. Any questions?
Okay, this is the meeting where we were to discuss the furthering of the health insurance for the employee that is off. And I'd like to delay that 2 more weeks. We're getting some legal counsel on the direction we should go. Is that right, John?
Right.
And I don't think you're prepared to make a suggestion or
No, I'm
to us.
consulting with an attorney that practices that type of law only, so let's see what his opinion is.
So I need to extend that 2 more weeks. If
3 weeks till our next.
Okay, 3 weeks to our next meeting. Forgive me. I'm very careful about this because the way things are, we've never been in this situation before. I don't want to get the city in a lawsuit. I don't want any bad publicity for the city, and it's safer for us to extend that 3 more weeks until we get a legal decision in what direction we should go. You have any discussion?
This individual was involved in a farm accident?
Not related to his work,
Yes.
but he was a employee of the utility in a probationary period.
Yes.
But he had qualified for health insurance because of the new Health Act. In 90 days, you become qualified. However, you don't become qualified for a full-time job or the other benefits for 120 days. And because of his qualification in 90 days, we've never had that come up before, whether we can continue that or what we need to do. And we want a good legal opinion before we make a decision, and we haven't been able to get that. I've got one opinion one way, and I've got another opinion the other way. And I think John's just not comfortable yet. Are you, John?
No, we need to hear from the attorney from for IACT, Indiana, Association of City and Towns Medical Trust. Pardon me.
Is this the 3rd time we've extended this, Mayor? Or
Yes.
second? Third?
Yes.
Well, you granted it and extended it once, so,
Yeah.
so far.
So it's a second.
I also am not privy to the what stage he's in about returning to work, and I don't know that you are, and we're not allowed to give out any
No.
medical information,
No.
so we're kind of locked up.
So we're waiting an official recommendation from the insurance company that handles our insurance, state.
Well, we're waiting on recommendation from an attorney, because
Okay.
he's not on that insurance, he's on the
Oh.
utility.
We have another
insurance.
attorney that's coming in the 23rd, and we're going to discuss this with him.
Okay.
It's very difficult because this is a circumstance that, because of the new Health Act, it's never come up before.
To be legally safe, we just about have to do it, don't we?
I think
There are about 3 federal statutes intertwined into this, and so we need an expert to give us an opinion. I'd certainly recommend that.
Is there a case number on this, Julie, or how
No,
do you?
not at this point.
You need a motion that we
Yeah, how do you-
continue it?
Just a motion to
Okay,
continue.
I'll make a motion that we continue study of the insurance for
3 weeks till the next meeting.
3 weeks to the next meeting for an employee that is off because of an accident, injuries.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, we extended 3 more weeks until the next Board of Works meeting. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. I think that's all we got, Brad.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, if you reach down in your packet, where did you put mine, Melissa? On Jeff? Huh? What's he on?
Oh.
Did you forget to put one in mine? There it is, okay. All right. We had an unfortunate incident take place. We have a police officer that has been accused of some conduct on becoming a police officer. And Deputy Chief Perkins is handling the internal investigation on this. I discussed it with him this morning. This is the third offense. Second offense, yeah, with this, the same issue. And second offense calls for a 5-day suspension. And I think you're going to make the recommendation. Is that what you intend to do?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead and tell the board what you want to tell them.
With this being the second offense under this same SOP 2-4.4 involving the same officer within this time period, the second offense calls for a 5-day suspension. He'd already had the first offense, which was a 3-day suspension, so I'm recommending that we give him the 5-day pending some other things we're going to work on to take care of the situation. But we need to start here with the 5-day suspension without pay.
Okay. This officer is a nephew of the chief. His name is Jeff Counselor. This has to be done in a public meeting, and both the acting, or the chief of police here, assistant chief, and I both recommend to you we go ahead with the 5-day suspension, and we're going to work on some of the issues here. Discussion? John, did you have a comment on this issue?
No, it follows the, pardon me, the SOP, so I think that's proper procedure.
If you do notice, it says that it starts the 23rd. He is on vacation right now, so when he returns, that's when his suspension will start. That's why the date is the 23rd.
Is this the first disciplinary suspension he's had?
No, this is the second.
The second.
offense.
This is the second
That's why
one.
he's
What did he
getting
get
fined
for the
instead
first
of
one?
3 days as the SOP states. And then when it has in the second offense, it goes to 5 days.
Is that
That's
what the
this
SOP
is.
says?
Yes.
Is 5 days?
Yes.
So these happen within 6 months of each other approximately?
It's approximately, yes.
Same thing.
Is there a time limitation on it?
No.
I see.
No, there's not.
So
The suspensions stay in the record the full time that you're a police officer. So anytime in that period, you can get, different offenses under that same category and
I
be
see.
suspended. So
we have one with June the 15th and then one dated June the 9th.
It was a different issue.
that's a different,
I see.
separate.
Okay.
The one that is dated December falls under this exact same one.
I see.
2-.
We have actually 3 suspensions, but only 2 fall under the category we're talking about today.
Okay.
Are we going to pursue anything other than this 5-day suspension?
Not until the investigation is
That's
complete and
what
we
I was
have a
getting ready
public
to say.
hearing.
Okay, all right.
Right, John?
Right.
We must do an investigation and a hearing before you can do anything else other than the 5 days.
So you need a motion the board accepts the recommendation of the assistant police chief. I'll make that motion that we accept the deputy chief of police's recommendation that Officer Jeff Counselor be suspended for 5 days
Without pay.
without pay
From June the 23rd.
from June the 23rd through June 27th.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Is there further discussion? None appearing, we'll have a roll call vote.
Jane Oakley,
Yes.
Fran Schomel,
Yes.
Leonard Urban,
Yes.
Mike Bishop.
No.
The motion carries, and we'll move on. Under old business, we have Muriel Sebring. You want to come up on it? Sue Pennington's actually presenting this, and she has some circumstances she wants to explain to you. Go ahead and start from the beginning.
Okay. My name is Sue Pennington, and I had a daughter, Muriel Sebring, passed away May the 5th of cancer. And going through her bills, her taxes hadn't been paid. So her son gave me the money and I paid her taxes. She hadn't paid them the last 2 times because she hadn't worked for like 14 months before she passed away. She had applied for disability, hadn't got it, didn't get it, and had to move out of the house and everything. But anyway, when I went down to pay the taxes, we found that there is a lien against the house for $615.49. And her son wants, she had told me, well, before she passed away, there was a water leak there, and she hadn't had money to pay it. It wasn't that she didn't want to pay her bills, she just didn't have money. And she kept saying, I wish I could get my disability so I can pay what I owe. So anyway, her son, this house is at 400 Water Street. It's not a very good house, but her son wants to take it, fix the water leak, move in it, fix it up, live in it. And I think there is certain times that a lien can be forgiven on a house. And I'm here today to ask if this could maybe be forgiven, because her kids really, they're raising their own families, and we've already been out a lot of expense. She didn't have borough expense, so we've had to pay for that. We've paid other bills. We've got more bills to pay. And so that's what I'm asking, if there's any way that could be forgiven.
Most of this
It's a sewer charge.
is
It
sewer
probably is
charges.
for a water leak.
Had she been well, I'll explain to the board, had she been well, she could have gone over to the office and applied. With a water leak, you can apply and they will take off the sewer portion. Am I telling them right, Brad? They would have taken off the sewer portion of this bill. But she was very ill, very sick for 14 months, as she said. And the delinquent sewer charge is $482. The delinquent stormwater charge is $33, which represents the $515. And the penalty on the sewer charge is $48.24, just the penalty. And the penalty on the stormwater is $336. Most of this is sewer. I told her to come to the Board of Works because I felt this was a case where you got a resident that is sick, trying to pay her bills, trying to do what's right, and was unable to get the leak fixed. And she didn't. If you're sick, if you're that sick, you're not thinking about going over to the utility company to ask them to take your sewer charge off. It's kind of an emotional thing, but we've done this in the past, and under the circumstances, I think that we ought to consider taking these delinquent charges off and releasing that deed so it can be put back on the tax roll and become a taxable unit.
Is that's the lien as of now? Are there any more charges that have been incurred since?
No, I don't think, there aren't any new charges, are there?
Not that I know of. This is what I got at the tax office when I paid the tax.
Well, that wouldn't necessarily show if there are any new charges accruing over
Are
at
you
the
getting, is
utility
the water
office.
on over there now?
No, the water hasn't been on for a long time. She got so sick, she moved in with a friend. I really don't know how long the water's been off.
We discussed this, Brad.
Almost a
I think there is no service over there,
It's
right?
been almost a year.
No, there's no water there.
It looks like the water was shut off about a year ago. Does that sound right?
August the 22nd of 14, there's a date on here.
Yeah, she got so bad, she went to live with a friend before she went in the hospital.
You say your son, ma'am, is gonna move into it?
Her son.
Her son?
Yes, it'd be her son. And, he would, of course, fix the water leak and
It
fix
doesn't
the
say how
house up
much the
some.
water.
Live in it. She has 2 children.
I don't see any water.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, how much water.
Pardon me. That's 482 sewer charge delinquent and a stormwater delinquent, but I don't see any water listed. So,
Spot up, Brad.
The water wouldn't be on a lien, just the sewer would.
We can't
Yeah,
put
I
a lien
don't-
on water,
we don't
can
do
we?
a water lien.
Probably water charges are there also, I would guess, but.
Yeah, it's, when I see them come through, they're usually sewer liens and weed liens.
Is the leak something, ma'am, that the city needs to fix, or is it an internal problem?
We think it's inside, we're not sure where it is, but the bathroom floor seems to be soft and things, so we're thinking it's inside in the bathroom, but we're not sure yet until we tear into it.
I think maybe we could have a couple of weeks to look into it and see what the history of it is and see what we can work out maybe.
Did you already pay the taxes?
Yes,
With the
yes,
lien,
the-
you paid the lien too?
No, I didn't pay the lien, I paid the taxes. Her son paid the taxes, one that wants to move in the house. This is where the taxes are paid up.
They are up to the.
Yes.
So the $615 is still owed, correct?
Well, it's a lien against
Lien.
property.
The
Yes,
lien.
that's what I'm asking, yes.
Because I'm guessing there's probably water charges of close to the same probably as the, maybe about half of what that sewer lien is.
I don't know, we've been going through her paperwork and I haven't found anything now. Since she passed away, she got a bill for the storm sewer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it's like $20-some or something like that now. But that's the only thing I've seen.
Brian, what would it take to get water service turned on over there again?
I don't know. I don't know if it's still leaking or.
We better look
That's
at
what
what
we could
the
look
problem
at.
is before we turn it back on.
Yeah, I just don't
Yeah,
know
it
enough
would,
about
it would
it.
have to be fixed, yeah.
So you could give him time to look at that.
The address doesn't ring a bell.
If it's okay with you, we'll let them look into this and bring this up at the next meeting, see what we can do. Is that okay with the rest of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can we keep this?
That's mine.
Well, that's yours.
Yeah, it's-
I'm not, well, I guess we're gonna keep it then. Is that okay with you?
That's okay.
So if
And is
you'll
that-
come back at 1 o'clock on July 1st, isn't
July
it?
6th.
6th?
July 6th,
Okay.
Is it gonna impair you, ma'am, to wait that long?
okay. No,
Okay.
no, we're just going through everything over there and trying to find out what's what. 1 o'clock, July the 6th?
Yeah.
Okay, I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you,
your
Mrs.
time.
Kinsey.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Connie? Connie, go ahead and give them your name and everything, Connie.
My name's Connie Rao. I'm here on behalf of the United Methodist Women of Grand Avenue Methodist Church. On July 22nd, there's going to be a brass band concert held at the Pavilion up at Roberts Park, 7 o'clock. And I think you were.
The city is sponsoring.
The city is sponsoring.
We are having music in the park 3 times this year, and I got other cities do this, and I wanted to try it, so we're having music in the park 3 times, and you just have to hit the brass band.
We got the brass band. But
This
we were-
Wednesday, let me insert this, this Wednesday, the 18th, we will be having the bell choir from the First United Methodist Church and the Western Avenue Baptist Church. Thursday.
Thursday.
The 18th, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, the 18th. And what time is it from?
6:30.
6:30. and we will be having music in there, and then your brass band, and then we'll be having music in August too. I'll talk about it in a minute.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I hope a lot of
But the
people
city
show
is
up.
sponsoring it. It's a city-sponsored program.
But as a United Methodist Women, we were hoping to have a fundraiser and serve ice cream sundaes. And that's what they said, that I had to come here and get approval from the Board of Works, whether this could be done. All the funds that are received from those sales would go to help the maintenance of our church, which,
Have you got, I guess it wouldn't make any difference to the band. That would just be another drawing card. Yeah.
be a good card, but who doesn't like ice cream?
I don't see it as anything different than whatever else we sell in the park.
How do we do that about liability, Mayor?
I don't know,
Food?
John, is there a liability problem?
Yeah, but it'd be a very simple thing to get a certificate on their current liability coverage and
You
just
know, who
have.
carries your insurance on your church?
Wilson lost some money.
That's
Yeah,
all.
just
You can
show
do-
us you have coverage.
Okay.
Tell them
Thanks
to
very
send
much.
Mr. Baker a certificate
Okay.
that you're covered and off premises, which I know you are. And board have any problem with it?
No, sir.
No, and you said it's Grand Avenue Methodist, First United Methodist, and Western Avenue Baptist?
Well,
No.
those two churches are doing the one music,
one.
and
Yeah.
the brass band is doing by a group I just found.
Okay.
It's a good band. It was the one that was up at the park earlier this
Yeah,
year. so-
you'll like it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
So,
great.
but there's 3 churches that are involved in
In
something?
No.
the summer program, right.
Yeah,
It's 3 different programs.
I got
Okay,
three, yeah.
okay, but this one's just their church?
Just their
This-
church.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I would like to make sure the other churches are afforded the same opportunity to.
I'm sure
well,
they'll hear
I
about it.
was gonna say, I'm surprised
I
somebody
think
hasn't
it's
thought of
something we
it.
probably ought to open up. It just makes it more festive.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
We kind of did this with St. Gabriel last year. They prayed, and I think it was 6 weeks, and we okayed them coming as a group and praying in the park, and it worked wonderful. I mean, we're open to those things. It worked, didn't it, Fran?
Yes.
It's a great park. Gets a lot of use. All right, I'll get a copy of the certificate.
We need
Need
to
a
move on
motion
this
on it.
as soon as you guys are ready.
I make a motion to allow this brass band to have its participation July the 22nd with proper liability paperwork. Let it happen. Bring it to us.
Ice cream.
And
Ice cream.
With
And
the
ice cream.
registration.
Yes.
Sell ice cream.
Okay, thank you very much.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for coming today.
What church is
Okay, and then we have a bucket drive on July 25th. Who's representing that bucket drive? Who asked for that? Jamie Vaughn. Jamie Vaughn? Okay, I don't see him. Okay. I also have a request. Would you come on up? And as you know, the music in the park and the Roberts Building, the bluegrass music, failed completely when the man that was putting it on decided to pull out. We investigated that, and we later found out that he did not check with his board. He just decided on his own he was quitting. We have had tons of people calling my office and coming in wanting to have the bluegrass music. So I have talked with these gentlemen, and they have a proposal for you that I see seems much better than what we had before. And I said, I can't make the decision. It's a Board of Works decision. So put your name in here.
My name is Mark Poe, and I've been involved in the Connersville Bluegrass, performing there many times in the past, and it's been a good success, and I would like to kind of restore it back to the way it was, but take it to an upper level, actually. I've been in promotion of bluegrass or music for quite a number of years, and was part of doing the Whitewater River Fest getting that started down there at the Whitewater Campground with Dwayne and the folks there that own that now, and I've done various things, but would like to get the bluegrass started again on Friday nights. I would like to, through the summer months, because of my schedule, and whatever may have already been scheduled through the board, would like to start doing just once a month until we reach November, and then from November through April, would like to do every Friday night as much as possible, and then go back to the once a month through the summer season, you know. Would like to, like I say, I have access to a lot of national performing bands, so we're going to be, you know, kind of bringing it to a little different caliber. You know, we're still going to feature all of the local talent that wants to perform, but when possible, we're going to bring in folks that will actually draw a good crowd into the building and into the town and the community. Also, I was told of what the building had been being rented for, and I'm able to go ahead, and if we can, I'll bump that rent on up a little bit to be able to get that started. You know, whatever you feel necessary, but you know, and knowing what it was in the past, I would be able to go on up to 100 for the night, if you know, and then as we go, and the proceeds that come in, we're more than happy to make contributions to the city, donations to the city, the Parks Department, or whatever we, you know, feel that it's useful for it. We'll kick right back into it, you know. And like I say, we would kind of be right on the same schedule as everything was before, using it just on the Friday evenings. I'd like to be able to load in at 5 o'clock to be able to get our concessions set up and things of that nature. Open the doors to the general public at 6 and actually start the show at 7. In the past, it started at 6, which I felt was just a little bit early for those folks that were still trying to get home from work and things of that nature, you know, so travel time. So yeah, I would like to actually start at 7 versus 6, which would give folks more of a chance to come in and be with us. And it would run until 10 o'clock, you know, give or take, probably, or shut down just a little bit earlier than 10. But then we would be have everything cleaned up and totally out of the building by 11 o'clock that night, you know, or before. And that's kind of, you know, I plan on having my band that I perform with regularly as the host band, and then we'll have another group there with us as well. You know, so there'll be 2 bands performing that night on the Friday nights, and like I say, I've had lots of calls from the community here that's really disappointed with the way things had went, and that it's shut down. And like I say, I would like to get back into it and kind of restore it and give the community something to do. And there's lots of things that are scheduled for the youth and stuff, but the seniors are looking for something to do too, and there's not a lot out there, and this is something that everyone enjoys, you know. So that's what I say. I'd like to get it back in business. I'll be doing lots of promotion. It'll be in the local newspaper. I'll also have a Facebook page set up dedicated just to the Bluegrass series. And when I say Bluegrass, we're going to keep it primarily Bluegrass, but I'd also like to incorporate traditional country, not the modern torn blue jeans type stuff today. I'm talking old classic country groups and gospel as well. You know, we keep a good mixture of that family-oriented stuff, so that, you know, there'll never be anything in there that destructive or anything that the city would not approve of. I can tell you that. But with the promotion, like I say, we'll do that through the Facebook page. I'm also going to set up a website dedicated just to this, so that the fans and the bands that perform, you know, their fans can be able to look up and see exactly what's going on in the future and have all the detailed information. Talk, you know, with businesses even for the website, if they'd like to have, you know, some information on there of, you know, what's available, motels and things of that nature for folks, because we will have a lot of folks traveling in from quite a few miles to come and attend the shows. So things of, like the motels and restaurants and things of that nature. We can include all that in on the website as well, and the promotion of it.
We have a lot of local sponsors too.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, and that would be something that I would like to do, would be to talk with area businesses about sponsorships, and that would just help cover the cost of advertising and stuff. Because a friend of mine actually owns a radio station in Xenia, Ohio. His name's Joe Mullins. He broadcasts WBZI 1130 AM, and they do classic country and bluegrass and gospel. It's right down the same alley that we're talking here. And I would do a lot of advertising on that radio station because from experience I know it has major draw power, and they have a great following there that I know that we'll get a lot of folks from that area, listening area, over here to attend the bluegrass shows here in this community. And that's very costly. Radio advertising is very costly, so therefore I would be maybe asking some of the local sponsors or businesses to help sponsor, and what that would be doing is covering our advertising bills for that.
You all heard of Renfro Valley? Anybody ever been down to Renfro Valley? He played down there how long?
6 years.
6 years, so he's not a fly-by-night. Mr. Yarian here has been involved in bluegrass for what, 10, 12 years here? Sponsored.
About all my life, really.
Yeah, but he sponsored the program in the park, and
Yeah, Phil Benzo.
Dr. Yarian is, if he wasn't busy fixing people's eyes today, he'd be over here. He's in favor of getting this going again. Denver Reese has been on the board. He's worked with it. How many do I have in the audience that are here because of bluegrass? Stand up if you're here because of bluegrass.
We could have had a lot more too.
Ran out of chairs.
When we had this come by last time, and I was treated the way I was treated, I was ready to say, in my time, there'll be no more bluegrass, because it didn't go down good, and Mr. Reese can testify. But we were told wrong. It wasn't because the board decided, it wasn't because the building. It was because one man wanted to retire, I think. After he came in to see me, I reconsidered, and I said, I'll take this to the Board of Works. I talked with Sharon at the park, and I talked with you. They have agreed anytime that the park has something that has to be in that building, that's not a problem with him. He will not schedule music that night.
Right.
By going from November to April, the weddings are pretty much over, and the scheduling in that building drops dramatically. In fact, almost completely in the winter months, which he's offered $100 a week would help pay the utility bills, and it gives something for, and I don't want to say old people, but people 50 plus to entertain themselves and enjoy. And I've been up there, I know how they enjoy it, and I think it's something we should reconsider.
Plus, we'll be taking advantage of the advertising on the sign out front.
Yeah, you pay your $10, you can be on the side. She's shaking her head yes back there.
Your Honor, may I ask, if we elect to do this, which I'm in favor of it. I thought it was a good idea before, and it was handled very poorly when they decided to do what they done. I think we need to sit down and rewrite the contract.
So he's willing to do that. I went over that with him, and he's willing to do that. He's willing to work with us.
Absolutely.
And he's only going to do it once each month during the summer. He'll schedule that when the building's empty.
Right.
And then in the wintertime, he'll do it on a regular basis. Also, he has agreed to put on the August Bluegrass in the pavilion for us free. He's going to bring music in, and we're going to have that. That'll be our third music program in the pavilion.
Well, I'm not saying that to be critical. I'm saying it protects one another, so we have a full understanding of what we're going to do and who's going to do what. Because we got to have some flexibility in that building, because, to the mayor's point, in the springtime it gets busy with graduations and proms and what have you. But if we can agree to that, I'm glad to see you guys coming back.
Absolutely, there's no problem with that.
Jesse, you have anything you'd like to say? You have a problem with it?
No.
No. Discussion among the Board of Works. This is your decision.
It's a good idea, and we're outnumbered too, and I think we ought to do it.
I'm glad to see they're back. And it's going to be successful.
Well, I'll tell you what we need to do then. Let's vote on this, that we're going to do this, and we'll have Mr. Baker and you and I sit down, we'll put a contract together, and at the next meeting, they can approve the contract. You'll play the first time, August, whatever we figured.
19th.
That'll be the first program, but it'll be in the pavilion.
City-sponsored pavilion show,
Pavilion,
yeah.
right. And then after that, you'll move and you'll set up the dates with Jesse and get all that lined up.
Yes.
Okay.
Could we have a copy of the contract prior to the meeting, Mayor? So we-
Sure. Yeah,
I've known
Jen-
this guy for a long time. He's a good, honest man, too.
You'll have the contract in your hands the Thursday before the meeting.
That's fine.
Right, John?
Yeah, we have to get together
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
You'll need a liability certificate that you have your liability, because if someone falls and breaks a hip up there, they're gonna sue you and the city, so you need to have your insurance and get a certificate to John that you got it.
Okay.
Okay. Do you wanna say any more, Mr. Yargen? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, I feel like I need a box to stand on. No, like Denver, I've known Mark for probably 25 years, and his whole life is bluegrass. And I couldn't think of a better person to ramrod this or get this up. So
It was
I'm real
fun.
happy to be here, and I feel good about it. I think it's a good thing. Let's see what happens.
I move we enter back into an agreement with Whitewater Valley Bluegrass Association. Still have the same name?
Yeah, well,
Or- or-
that
Not up to you.
we've not,
Okay.
yeah.
With the group.
Whatever.
Have you organized into some formal organization?
No, sir, I'm not really, Amos had everything with the Connorsville Bluegrass Association. I've always been one to kind of work on my own. I'm not opposed to having the Connorsville Bluegrass Association involved and stuff. But as far as, the promotions and things of that nature, I would like to just, be solely involved and responsible for all of that.
So it'll just be him as a promoter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be contracting with this gentleman.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
it'll be with me.
Okay.
Sole capacity, yeah.
I'll second that motion, Your Honor.
Motion and a second that we try to arrange a contract and go back into the bluegrass music. We'll get the terms and have at the next meeting.
That'll be fine.
Any discussion?
Thank you for coming
The
back.
next meeting date is
July
July
6th.
July 6th at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
I will be here.
I won't be here that day.
Oh,
Mr. Shum will be in charge, and he's a good man, let me tell you.
all right.
You'll do your honest job, too.
Thank you.
And all the rest of you
Thanks a
great
lot.
people.
Mike,
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Get his name and everything.
yeah, we'll need Mike's info.
It's Mark, M-A-R-K.
Okay.
It's a good deal. Glad to see
Yeah.
that.
And my phone is 765.
Any miscellaneous business?
914.
Anybody? Did you have something? I saw you sneak in.
2780.
I'm ready for claims.
69,
Wait a minute, I didn't do.
Southwest
I'm
50.
gonna do public forum. Come on up. Come on up.
Richmond.
Leonard, I just want to make a mention that I'm going to be able to senior citizens done a free singing for them over Wednesday night at 4 to 6.
47374.
If anybody would like to come over.
All right, what I'll do is give.
Who are you?
Bill Johnson.
Probably have him
My name is Bill
down
Johnson.
there.
He's
I have my own
That'd be
music.
fine.
Yeah.
I
He's
traveled for
entertaining.
10 years.
Great entertainer.
I do all the nursing homes here in town. But I went through some heart surgery.
No, it's been a while.
Supposed to have my tonsils taken out and I had my heart taken out instead, so I'm just now getting back into singing.
They made a bad call, didn't they?
They were going to take my head off.
Yes.
But anyway, I'm gonna be over from 4 to 6. They're gonna have pizza over there and stuff, so anybody wanna come over, like, you're welcome to come over.
Thank you. And I always thought you had a good heart.
Yeah.
He has now, don't you?
Yeah, I got a new heart now.
We already did. It's for the fund.
Can we, can we do claims? I didn't miss it.
Claims, yes, if you're ready.
Anybody else have anything under public forum? Anybody out there want to speak? You're not public, but come
I'm not
speak.
public, but I'm public now. This weekend's a downhill derby, so everybody knows that Ziegler Road will be closed Wednesday through Sunday, just so everybody out there knows that.
Okay.
The race is Saturday and so forth, so you can you'll be able to get to the church, but you won't be able to go through the road though.
Thank you, Bluegrass people, for showing up
Dave?
today, all of you.
I have a question for I called the mayor because you were out, but I talked to John. The issue at 24th and Western, I see they're working on that. Is
Yeah,
that-
we were gonna finish it up this morning, it rained, so we couldn't do it.
Well, it's too green anyway.
So,
But
We'll
thank you.
get it done this week.
Appreciate it.
someday this week, they're saying rain all week, so
Yeah.
we'll get her done one time.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, claims.
You ready? Utilities, water was $72,583.21. Wastewater was $95,022.34. Trash was $49,923.74. Stormwater was $9,539.19. For a total of $227,068.48.
Okay, the city totaled 228 claims. It's a expensive month, $209,607.28. Some of the higher ones
No.
are the park pool bond payment of $56,214. And we had another housing grant of $19,048. So, his,
Fran, I'm sorry, I couldn't, how many claims were there? I couldn't.
228.
Thank you.
And another item was getting the trash to the landfill, $25,683.
That was because we had that free trash day.
Chief, is the cell phone, I'm sorry, Fran,
No, that's.
cell phone cost is up to $16.63. Is that because we have a long pay period there?
I think
No,
that's
it's
about
going up.
right.
No, it usually runs lower than that.
Why did it go up?
Sometimes if they
Is it
buy
a
a phone
rollover?
or something, then they pay
Okay.
for it later.
Thank you, gotcha. Sorry,
They
Fran.
update their phones.
No problem.
We're paying the clothing allowance the next pay check.
This week.
Yeah, the clothing allowances will be paid this week. Remember, we okayed those will be paid this week.
I move we approve the claims including payroll as they have been submitted this afternoon.
Second.
Motion and second, we pay the claims. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Jane Oakley?
Yes.
Fran Schaumburg?
Yes.
Leonard Urban?
Yes.
Mike Bishop?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got that. Anything else that anybody has? Did I miss anything? Melissa was gone last week, and the girls in Julie's office helped put this agenda together, and it's been piecemealed, and I think we did pretty
Doing a
good.
good job.
Well, Melissa did most of it before she left on.
Oh, she's a great gal.
She is.
Remember, write that down. Write that down.
She's a great gal. Okay, anything else? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?